I was elected. The judge was appointed. It was appointed by one person, Dalton McGuinty. I was elected by 2.3 million people.
That, of course, Premier Doug Ford, but just this past half hour, we heard from the Municipal Affairs Minister insisting the province's planned cuts to the size of Toronto Council. It is a go. It's going to happen. The PC government will enact the notwithstanding clause. The Premier says he has no qualms about sidestepping the courts for one simple reason. All right, not surprisingly, Mayor John Tory calling Ford's move a mistake. Joining me now, mayoral candidate Jennifer Keesmaat. That's where you both are standing in the same position, at least. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This was a whirlwind of a day yesterday.
Absolutely. I think it was shocking for most people. It's unprecedented, really, to suspend the Charter of Rights and Freedoms to settle a personal grudge. And I think that's part of what we need to be talking about right now. Doug Ford was clear, very clear in his comments that this was as a result of the inaction and lack of leadership that he saw from John Tory. He made that quite pointed. And to take this kind of action that compromises our rights because you have a personal grudge. And, you know, he took pointed aim at John Tory for his inaction on getting transit built, on addressing the housing file. This demonstrates we have a very serious leadership issue in our city, and it's resulting in a tremendous amount of chaos.
Well, Premier Ford insisting that this is not about a grudge. This is about democracy. This is about getting the city moving. Within a 6-week period frame, we are supposed to get to the ballot box. Do you think this is all realistic? What is behind all of this, do you honestly feel?
Well, I think it's a big part of it is what I just stated, is that we have a challenge here with leadership, and the government is, the provincial government is intervening as a result of that challenge with leadership. Let's go back here a minute. This was called the Smaller and Better Government Act. We have a city of 2.8 million people. What's being proposed is 25 councillors. Why? Because there's a perception that government here in this city is very chaotic. But let's just put this in perspective for a minute. If we look at, let's pick the municipality of Guelph. Guelph is 142,000 people with a mayor and 12 city councillors. So in Toronto, we're going to have a city of 2.8 million with 25 councillors and, wait for it, about 120,000 people per ward with one councillor. Why is that? It's because there's a leadership problem, and Doug Ford pointed the finger directly yesterday at Mayor Tory, and I think we have to ask some questions about what Mayor Tory knew. Yesterday, Doug Ford shockingly said that Mayor Tory says one thing in public and another thing in private. That's a problem. That's how we got into this mess right now. This is about leadership and a lack of leadership in our city. It's led us to this incredibly chaotic moment.
So let's talk about moving forward then. Really caught in the middle are the voters. You know, they're hearing back and forth. It's 47,
Absolutely.
It's 25. We've got 6 weeks to go. What is your message to the voters? How can we make this move forward in a healthy manner so that people know what they're going to do come October?
Well, I think we need to start with some truth-telling. Mr. Tory needs to come clean about what happened in those conversations behind closed doors with Doug Ford, with Patrick Brown. He needs to reveal what it was that he talked about and why it was that he didn't sound the alarm bell immediately and bring this to the voters' attention. He didn't do that, and now here we are, to your point, just weeks away from election, and all of this is unfolding in a very chaotic way. Mr. Tory needs to come clean with the residents of this city. We are seeing interference in a municipal election. This is serious stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
this is nothing to be flippant about. This is a time for truth-telling. That's what we need right now.
Yeah, we will, of course, we'll be hearing from Mayor John Tory. Special council meeting is going to be happening Thursday, and we did not have availability for Mayor John Tory today to join us this morning, but we appreciate you joining us today. This is going to be an interesting few weeks. Do join us again.
It will be an unprecedented few weeks, and I think that it's a moment where we need some honesty from our leadership.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate
Thank you
your
so
time
much.
this morning.